Hi, I'm Frank Lyman from Amherst. Could you ring Fawn Leibowitz? Fawn's not here. She's a Record Journal Athlete of the Week, Mr. Man. I get paid for doing this. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you might be tuning in. I am Brian Carpenter, sports editor of the Meriden Record Journal, and welcome to Week 4 of the Fall Record Journal Athlete of the Week contest. We are in it now. We are in the middle of the fall season, and what a fine fall season it is. We're excited about many of our teams in many of our sports, and also with our voting. We had some great voting results this week. We're going to go to them right now. We're going to start with our boys winner, and he was, and I got to say, as many a great nominee as we have with the boys, I was happy to see this young man win. He is from Sheehan High School, Mr. Jordan Davis.
All right, this is Sean Krofsik here with Athlete of the Week, and this is our male Athlete of the Week from Sheehan High School, Jordan Davis. Jordan, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, so tell us about this year. You guys are 4-0, first time under Coach Ferrazzi that you guys are 4-0.
Yeah, it's a really good feeling. First time, like you said, Ferrazzi's history. I didn't even know that until they said it in the game, but really good feeling.
Yeah. What's made this team so good this year?
I think our camaraderie, we're all really close, we're brothers, and we all work very well together.
So you guys have kind of been building up for this year. Tell us about this climb you guys have had the last few years to build up to this big year.
I guess the last few years were kind of preparation for this year in a way. We had high expectations the last few years. We wanted the last few years, but this year just a little more special and a little more wanting and confident about this year.
So I know you don't like talking about your individual accolades, but 12 touchdowns, pretty impressive start. Tell me how you feel about you being able to score so many points for the team this year.
It feels great coming off from last year. My stats weren't that good, but finally getting better stats this year. It feels great.
How about your offensive line? Tell about the holes those guys open for you.
Oh, those guys are amazing. I love them. Incredible holes. If you watch the film, you see giant holes, and you don't even have to make moves sometimes. It's just you hit and go. It's perfect.
Tell us about you and Terrence and how you guys kind of feed off each other.
We have a very good relationship. We know when one of us has to pick it up more and when kind of just get each other's back, and then we just feed off our energy, kind of. Yeah.
What are your expectations now for the rest of the year?
Keep rolling. We want to bring this undefeated team, and we want to bring it all the way. So we want the title this year.
Awesome. Thank you very much, man.
No problem.
Great job. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jordan, for taking time to speak with Shawnee. Though, of course, you guys have a bye week this week. You got all the time in the world, right? Right. You stay busy over the bye week. I know Coach Ferrazzi. Ferrazzi and the boys are 4-0, and they're number 9 in the state coaches poll. Glad to see. I'm not going to tell you where I'm voting for them in the media poll, but you might be able to put 2 and 2 and 5 together. All right, we're going to go to our girls' winner. This was a great race. Aaron, I don't know if you saw the voting totals. You didn't because you weren't on the email. Aaron needs to be on the email. Great race among our girls. The winner was in quadruple digits, and the other two were not far behind. Our winner was the undefeated diver from Lyman Hall High School, Miss Alyssa Cervera.
All right, this is Sean Krofsik here, and we're at the Sheehan Pool. And for the third week in a row, we're with a Lyman Hall winner, and this is junior Alyssa Cervera. Alyssa, congratulations on being Athlete of the Week.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell us about this season. You're off to a great start, undefeated on the board.
Yeah. It's been good. Haven't lost any meets yet, which is good, I guess.
So what is your best dive?
My inward dive probably is my best one. It's my favorite one, so yeah.
So tell me about that dive. What do you have to do?
You stand on the board like backwards, and then you jump forward. And I do it in a pike, and then you go head first. And yeah, I don't know, like that one.
So what's the highest score you ever had? Do you ever have a 9 or anything like that?
My highest was an 8.5, and it was on that dive, which is really good. So yeah.
So what are your goals now for the rest of the year? You want to remain unbeaten, I'm sure?
Yeah, just want to keep winning and get new dives and keep like the dives that I have clean and just keep working hard.
So you were talking a little bit earlier about your gymnastics background. How much has that helped you in diving?
That's helped a lot because I know how to like do flips and keep like my legs straight and just be clean and my toes pointed and all that stuff.
So how about the big conference and state meets? Are you excited for those?
Yeah, that's gonna be some tough competition because we're in, I don't know what class we're in, but it's gonna be, there's good divers there, so just gotta try my best.
What's it like going out there and on the edge of the board and when it's silent, and what's that whole mentality like being out there on the board?
It's nerve-wracking, but I just have to think that it's like a practice and just not focus on all the people looking at me and just concentrate on myself and the dive.
Okay. Alyssa, thank you for taking time to speak with Shawnee and Aaron the other day at the Sheehan Pool, where Lyman Hall went on to swim and win. They won every event that day, Aaron, by the way. You brought them good luck. They won every event, including Miss Cervera, who stayed undefeated. Good for you, Alyssa. Okay, that was our week 3 duo who won. We have 6 fresh nominees for week 4. We're going to stay with the girls. We're going to start with the girls. We're going inside to the volleyball court. We've got a lot of good teams this year, as we always do in volleyball. You know who's 9-1? I'll tell you who's 9-1. Wilcox Tech Indians, and for good reason why. This young lady right here, Miss Sakaria Cooper. Sakaria is only a junior, and Coach Sue Planishek going into the season said, watch this girl, watch her. She's going to do something this year, and she's been doing that. But dig this, last Wednesday over in Waterbury against Caner Tech, great match, went 5 games. This young lady, Sakaria Cooper, 22 kills. That is the area best so far, and you get a 5 game match and put up numbers like that, but 22 kills. And she also had 5 aces. Sakaria Cooper, junior, Wilcox Tech volleyball, girls nominee number 1 here in week 4. Our second nominee, we're going to stay in the volleyball court. We had the Sheehan Lyman Hall rivalry match on Thursday. Go Pink, you were there, Aaron. You shot, again, nice video, nice footage. We're going to go with this young lady because she's the one who basically put the cherry on top. Layered, nailed the coffin down. I'm going to stop right there with my mixed metaphors and just get right to her. She is Miss Lydia Delapoli. Lydia served out the closing run, 6-zip. She had 2 aces in that span and really finished off a nice night for Lydia. 8 digs, 6 kills, 3 aces. Sheehan 3, Lyman Hall 0. Lydia Delapoli, glad to have you aboard. Very nice to have you aboard. Girls nominee number 2 in week 4. Our third and final nominee, I'll tell you what, I looked at a team that I could not let go by for another week, and that is Coach Mike Linehan's Southington Lady Knights soccer team. They are 7-0 as we film this on Tuesday night. As you watch this, they'll be playing Northwest Catholic, looking to make it 8-0, and I put my money on them. So when I looked at Mike's team, it's like, I got to get somebody from this team. And really, it could be any one of their starters, even some of their kids who come in off the bench. Like, I could have put their names in my magic cup here and pulled one out, and they would have been a very viable athlete of the week. You know what I'm going with, though? I'm going with one of those catalyst players, one of those kids in the middle, the hub of things who makes it go, and she's been doing it for 4 years. She is senior captain, Miss Emma Pannarello. Emma Pannarello, big player on defense, big player on offense, oftentimes generating the offense out of the midfield. Coach Linehan says she's got a beautiful no-look pass, and reason being she really has great vision on the field. To use the coach's word, college-level vision, and no doubt that is where she is headed next in her career. For now, Emma Pannarello, so very glad to have you aboard as girls nominee number 3 here in week 4. Aaron, should we go right to the boys? I don't need halftime. We can keep going. Are you good? I'm good. We're going to go right over to our boys slate. And this was a tough one, again, because I made Aaron get me like 75 shots. Because I said, we could do this guy, or maybe that guy. Give me these guys. Oh, no, wait a minute. I need this guy. A lot of things happened last week. A lot of fun, exciting things. We're going to start over at Cheshire High School on the football field. Actually, Cheshire was down at Shelton last Friday, and there they posted a very, very impressive upset of Shelton. 24-12. Shelton had been ranked number 5 in one of the state polls, number 6 in the other. Don't ask me which. 5, 6. They're not there anymore because Cheshire defeated them 24-12, due in large part to the efforts of this young man, Mr. Alec Frione, senior wide receiver and defensive back. And I'll tell you what, this guy has been on our short list every week of the season because that's the kind of year he's been having for the Rams. We went with him this week because, again, fine performance both offensively and defensively. In the third quarter, when Cheshire went ahead, Alec catches a 20-yard touchdown pass from Jason Shamil. Boom. And then, literally about a minute later, he picks off a pass at the 20-yard line, takes that back for a 20-yard pick six. That puts Cheshire ahead. They go on to win 24-12. Alec Frione, have you been overdue? Yes, sir. We've been watching you and glad to have you now, officially. Here he is, finally, at long last. Alec Frione, Cheshire High School boys nominee number 1 here in week 4. Our second nominee, also a football player, another football player who's on the short list virtually every week because of the type of performance he puts in on both sides of the ball every week. He is the name of names. Yes, of course, Mr. Shakespeare Rodriguez. Shakespeare, what a night he had down in Milford against Ferran. Lyman Hall wins that game 20-12. They're 3-1, and Shakespeare scored all 3 touchdowns. He also picked off a pass, sacked the quarterback, got the water, drove the bus. Shakespeare pretty much did it all. Wrote a couple sonnets while he was at it. But he and Sean Pagano, who was our winner just last week, they hooked up on a couple catch and goes for 70-plus yards. Shakespeare also ran for a touchdown. Listen, there's a lot of playmakers on that team this year. Luke O'Riordan's a guy who's having a great year. Pagano, a couple other guys there. We're pretty much watching week after week, especially for the All-RJ team. We said, you know what? There's no way we're letting Shakespeare go by this week. Shakes, rattle, and roll. Yes, that's what the Trojans do when Shakespeare is on his game, which is pretty much every week. Shakespeare Rodriguez, boys nominee number 2 in week 4. Our third and final nominee. He's a cross-country runner, and he has, hands down, the best hair I have seen this fall. Who else could it be? Yes, it's Mr. Ronaldo Torres from Maloney Cross Country. Hey, Ronaldo, what a week for him. There's a CCC South tri-meet up at Hubbard Park on Wednesday. He goes and he runs a career best time, and I wrote it, Aaron, on the Magic Dryer race board because I want to get it right, because I know what it is, but we're going to double check because it's numbers and it's math, and you want to always double check your math. He runs a 17:20 to win this tri-meet up at Hubbard. The next day, no rest days for Ronaldo. The next day, he and his Maloney teammates go down to Sheehan for the annual Neubauer Invitational. And lo and behold, Ronaldo tears it up again, and he lowers that personal best down to 17:08 and wins the race. Ronaldo Torres. And I loved your video, Aaron. You know what I liked about him? He crosses the finish line, kind of gets his little drink of water, circles back, and he just starts congratulating guys coming off the course. That was cool. And not just his own teammates, but guys from other teams, because the cross-country dudes know each other. Ronaldo, very cool. For your performance, for your sportsmanship, you are, boys, nominee number 3 here in week 4. And that's it. 6 up, 6 down, 6 in the books. When you see this video, it is Wednesday. It is 6 o'clock, though 6:05 by now. But the polls are open at myrecordjournal.com/sports. They're open now through Sunday. You go online and vote. We bring you the winners next week. Of course, it's Columbus Day, so we'll probably come knocking on your door on Tuesday. We'll have the winner, boys and girls, and 6 new fresh slate of candidates. And on that note, I will take my leave of you. My thanks to my video guy, Mr. Aaron Flom, my man Shawnee the Kid Krosick. We will catch you on Saturday morning with some highlights from this week in high school football. Be good.